In a bid to cover a financial gap that has hampered Metro since its creation, state lawmakers in Virginia and Maryland will consider bills to give the agency a permanent, dependable source of funding worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year. It will be the first time since the agreement to build the subway more than 50 years ago that lawmakers in Richmond and Annapolis have simultaneously sought to provide dedicated funding for the transit agency. The district strongly supports the goal, so agreements in the Maryland and Virginia legislative sessions that begin Wednesday would mark a breakthrough. Metro is the only major transit system in the country that does not receive a significant part of its funding from a tax or other dedicated source of revenue, a shortcoming that has been identified as a weakness as far back as 1979. A key to the new effort is flexibility. Each state would come up with its own way to raise the money. Virginia is considering doing it partly through tax increases in Northern Virginia, whereas Maryland is looking at diverting existing transportation funds to Metro. All three jurisdictions say they will provide additional funds only if the other two do so. Gov. Terry McAuliffe proposes higher taxes in Northern Virginia to support Metro. Success is hardly assured. In Virginia, both Democrats and Republicans are raising objections to a plan proposed last month by outgoing Gov. Terry McAuliffe, D., that would increase taxes on real estate sales, hotel stays and wholesale gasoline. In Maryland, obstacles could arise in the perennial tug-of-war between Gov. Larry Hogan, R., and the Democratic-controlled General Assembly. It's also possible that the combined measures would fall short of the $500 million a year in additional, dedicated funding that Metro says it needs starting in July, to ensure safety and reliability. Maryland Democrats to propose Metro funding bill, and Hogan's initial response is positive. Still, it's significant that the effort has advanced this far, analysts say. Senior legislators in Virginia and Maryland say the bills will receive serious consideration amid hope that progress on one side of the Potomac will encourage movement on the other. Political winds are favorable. Democrats, who are traditionally pro-transit, won all three statewide offices in Virginia in the November election and gained 15 seats in the House of Delegates. In Maryland, the two powerful leaders of the General Assembly, Senate President Thomas V. Mike Miller Jr., D. Calvert, and House Speaker Michael E. Bush, Deanne Arundel, said last week that they support dedicated funding if certain conditions are met. Hogan has signaled he is open to the idea, although he is deferring judgment until a bill gets close to his desk. We have cause for measured optimism, said Rep. Gerald E. Connolly, DVA, a longtime Metro supporter. All three jurisdictions are talking about dedicated funding at the same time, and I hope last November's election creates a real opportunity for Richmond to show its commitment to Metro's future. In addition, a high-powered coalition of regional business organizations and nonprofit groups was formally launched Monday to back efforts in Richmond and Annapolis to provide Metro with the dedicated funding it needs and reform its governance.